Classic Tetris Monthly Masters Event Red Bracket 3-2-1 Tetris. So these players have met very recently. And they've met multiple times in 2024. Most recently, they have met in the Lone Star Championship Finals. That has been posted to YouTube, so you can find that if you want to endure it. The recording on site was busted, so we had to go with the stream VOD, which is very choppy and has some problems, but we elected to post it anyway because we don't want a match of that caliber to be unavailable. But be warned that it does have some laggy issues, and it is not altogether enjoyable to watch, but hopefully you'll get something out of it. And it was one of my favorite, as a commentator, one of my favorite experiences, co-commentating with Sharky. I think we worked pretty well together. 114 for both of our players. All Tetrises as we get underway here in game number 1. So Blue Scuti was the winner of that matchup with the Lone Star Championship 2024. Scuti beat Lapis, Sharky, and Cobra on the way there. And Myles beat Maddie, Andy, Dog on the way there. So Myles had a really difficult path to the finals for Lone Star, having to get through Andy and Dog to get to the finals. Ultimately, it was Scuti sweeping that one, but it did not seem like a sweep. It did not have... Well, I shouldn't have said that out loud. Whoops. Anyway. Well, don't watch it now. But it did not seem like a sweep. There was not sweep energy there. It was two very hard-fought games between two great players. Whoops. Sorry about that. Just forget that you heard that and watch it anyway. 251 for Myles, 253 for Scuti. Now, they also faced each other in the July regular CTM. And Blue Scuti took that one. That was I believe it was a top 8 matchup. That was a top 8 matchup, 3-1 Scuti. And Myles at the Waco regional, though, did beat Scuti in the semifinals. 3-2 in a decider. So some pretty big matchups against these players. Overall, 4-2 in favor of Scuti. So maybe Myles looking for a little retribution. Maybe not retribution, but, a little bit of, hey, I'd like to win this one. You got to win one, now I get to win one. 354 for Myles, 331 for Blue Scuti. And their only other matchup in CTM was in November 2023. And Myles did beat Scuti in a decider. In round 2. That was the month before Scuti won it. So both players tied in score and or at least in score. Yeah, they are. They're tied in score, but not in lines. They have a 4-line difference when they were tied in score. So anyway, 2 top flight players. Scuti has won 2 different CTM top level events, including a CTM Masters event and that Lone Star Championship. Myles looking for win number 1 in Classic Tetris Monthly Cinematic Universe, at least at the top levels. And Myles, as a probably the most viral, most followed classic Tetris star on the internet. Millions of views, hundreds of thousands of followers across all his platforms. And known for enjoying officially licensed Tetris games. as we all do. 562 for Myles, 560 for Blue Scuti. Cobra says, online facts. I, Cobra, was the only person to take a game off Scuti the entire Lone Star tournament. All right, there you go. Both players pacing for sure. Centerwell Tetris for Myles, 631. 606 for Blue Scuti. So pretty much tied in pace as we head to the 19 transition, where the speed will increase by 50%. Myles, the first one in. He's at 657 on 19. He leaves himself with a left well after transition. He's going to have to take this down. Long bar gets over. Tetris for Myles, 684. Scuti is in. Now he's got a Tetris here, 687 into level 20. So separated by one line and like 1,000 points or something like that. It is very, very close between these two top flight players. Both players are game crashers. Blue Scuti being the first one. Myles being not the first one, but there still are not that many. I mean, how many are there? I mean, has anyone done it since that flurry of the first 6 or 8 of them? Has anyone done it since CTWC? I don't even know. I haven't been following. I think that sort of flurry of attempts has died down a little bit. Maybe Gerald has done it since CTWC. I don't know. There's 6 crashers still. 828 for Myles, 833 for Blue Scuti. So I don't know. I think that will pick up again if we do no cap November. Maybe that'll kind of kick it off again as players get off the DAS grind and go back to the rebirth grind. I'm not sure. Tristop definitely got it before CTWC, because there was that moment where they had those plaques made up for the game crashers, but then it was like Tristop was one of the people who didn't get a plaque because there wasn't time. Wasn't that right? Isn't that how that worked? Like they gave it to like Fractal and Scuti, and yeah, it was Tristop and Myles who stood up and like, yeah, sorry, no plaque for y'all. Sorry. 863 Myles, 993 for Blue Scuti. Yeah, Scuti, Fractal, Andy, Dog, Myles, Tristop. So Gerald doesn't have it yet, huh? Now, does Dog have the real crash, or does he have the theory game crash? Where he like got to the level but wasn't playing on the OG cart? Gerald got theoretical? I don't know. What do you think? I think you got to get the actual crash. There's something about playing with just that 99999 looking at you the whole time that is different. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, I could acknowledge the level, but you technically didn't crash the game. 1.2 here for Scuti as we approach 29. Basically 1.2 flat here with one Tetris available. Takes a skim and a Tetris into 29 at C38. Tetris for Myles, A89, 1 to go. There's a Tetris Myles, B25 into 29. So right now, Scuti with about 128,000 point lead, ahead by 5 to 10 lines. Here's a Tetris Myles. Myles is going to take a triple down that right side, fill in the middle of that sack. B86 for him. Scuti, a setup for a Tetris, takes a triple. There's a Tetris for Myles, C24. Myles left side needs some fix in here. Gets a bar over to help do that. Scuti humming along here. He's got the 1.3. Building up that left pretty high. Needs to take some skims now. A little bit dependent. Gets a piece over to the left to bring this down. Gets a Tetris. Scuti gets one. And Myles in trouble and knows it and trying to figure out what he can do. And look at this dig from Myles. That left side, though, might be cut off. And yes, it is. Myles going to top out. C42 and Scuti is good in game number 1. GG to both of our players. Let's get our players some pieces for when they're ready. Scuti got to mulling this out. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day. Blue Scuti with the 1.789 Tetris. He's got the 1.8 million, and he's playing on 39, and he actually gets. Oh no! Oh, he's one line away. Oh, and he couldn't get it. He almost got the level 40. He got the 339 lines. He was playing on the super kill screen, and he was one line away from the level 40. Bro was playing on 39. Oh my God. Myles looking to win to tie this one up in 3-2-1 Tetris. All right, Myles on the board with the first couple of lines here. Looks like this seed might be a little sketchy for these players. Neither player with a Tetris. Finally one there for Myles through 9 lines. And Scuti looking for his first one. For those of you on the YouTubes or watching the recorded version of this, we did have a console malfunction that was fairly deep. Oh my God. Jesus the Frog with the $1,000 contribution to the prize pool. So we have exceeded our goals. So you will hear no more complaining from me, Vandy, about the prize pool. Thank you, Jesus the Frog. Are you serious? So Blue Scuti trying to fight through the early part of this game number 2. Yeah, we did have a console malfunction, so we're kind of replaying game number 2. And this is what you don't have to sit through when you watch the edited versions on YouTube. But anyway, thank you so much, Jesus the Frog. What a great contribution. $2,712 we're up to now. That was a $1,000 contribution. Jesus says, well, that's never happened before. Thank you very, very much. That was very, very generous. So we have reached our goal. We will be paying the top 8 so that every player that has won a match this month will get a prize. $122 for Blue Scuti, $196 for Myles. Thank you very, very much. It's just very, very nice to do. Tetris for Myles, 223. Scuti, 169. Tetris Myles, 247 through 59. And Scuti, same line count, 192. So about a 2.5 Tetris lead for Myles in the early part of game number 2. Sarham Melek says it's 2024. We already got a game crash in competition. It's Finzi on Twitch says, I just picked up a console. I can't wait to start my Tetris journey. Doubt I'll be as good as these guys, but I'm determined to. Well, good. Welcome. It's Finzi. Good to hear. And join our Discord server at ctm.gg/discord. And you'll find, you know, like 7 years plus of discussion and help and inanity as well. 392 for Myles, 356 for Scuti. Myles gets another one over 414. Arbaro says, can I plug Tetris for the non-pros? I mean, it sounds like you just did. So, yeah, you can drop a link in there. Lucas says, Vandy, I will do anything in my power to make No Cap November happen. Ooh, all right, I have leverage now. Tetris for Myles, 508 through 112, 452 through 114 for Blue Scuti. He's got a Vits set up. Gets the long bar to tuck in the Vits. And there's a long bar for a Tetris. 478 for Scuti, 555 for Myles. Curie says, monthly Tetris is your $2,000 for 49 cap next month offer still valid. I don't even remember what that is. I don't remember even saying that. 524 transition for Blue Scuti. Myles one line away. Trying to pick up another Tetris here. Long bar over Tetris. Myles 624 transition. So about a 100,000 point lead at transition for Myles. All right, Scuti trying to find something to skim and create a Tetris well. The middle of the board not super accommodating, but it's figuring it out. Long bar over Tetris. Scuti 616. 699 for Myles. Well, at the very least, maybe Myles has gotten a TikTok out of that aborted game number 2. $783 for Myles. Tetris here for Blue Scuti 707. Myles going to add one 810. So Myles back by, you know, anywhere between 6 and 10 lines with about between a 70 and 100,000 point lead. So Myles with a true lead here. Yeah, for No Cap November, what if we did like 39 cap for the first 2 games or something like that? 49 cap for the next games, and if it's a decider, it could be uncapped. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out a way that these don't take 10 hours. Something like that. 918 Myles, 889 for Scuti. So Scuti starting to put the gas on a bit. But again, he is, you know, he's ahead in score, but again, he's ahead in lines by 12 lines. And this burning sequence for Myles is not helping, but it's helping Scuti have the space here to try to build a lead, which he now has a lead by about 70,000 points, but he's ahead by 10 lines. Scout says mixing the caps is weird. You think best of 3 for Scout? Yeah, that's the other thing I was thinking, which would be more conventional, like a BO3. Because, you know, if you got a game that can go 20 minutes, you don't need best of 5 to prove, like, you know, who's the winner of that match. So both players at the max out. Scuti now with the B30, one line away from the 19 transition. I'm sorry, the 29 transition. A72 for Myles. Sorry, so Scuti is into 29 at B66. Myles looking to get in at about B42, so about 2/3 of a Tetris. Yeah, B44. So about 2/3 of a Tetris behind Myles at 29. C53 for Scuti. The speed here is one row every frame. And there's 20 rows. C68 for Scuti. C79 now. Myles tough here. C38. Myles trying to bring this back down, bring some order back to this board. So he can start scoring Tetrises again. Flings pieces to the left to build that out. Starting to bring it down. And Scuti not really scoring here. D45. See if he's going to try to set up for something in that column 3. He's trying, but he's just going to have to bring it down. Myles actually set up here. Oh, no, he was not set up. Sorry, that right side was not quite set up yet. I was getting excited. But he's trying to get it set up. And what's he going to do? Is he going to build this out? Yes, he's going to build it out. Now he is set up. And he gets a Tetris. It's Myles at D35. Scuti at E18. Now Scuti's ahead by about 6 lines. It's on level 36. Tetris for Myles, D81. There's one for Blue Scuti, E65. So Myles kind of in here needs... Oh, he's actually set up. He's kind of all in. Gets a Tetris column 3, like 3 rows off the bottom. And Scuti's board starting to climb at E71, and Myles is good at E77. So Myles is going to take game number 2 and let him play it out here. I don't think he's going to get much more, but he could get a rollover here if he could get rid of this right side, which is a mess. Can he score like 2 more is what he would need. And I don't know that he's going to be able to get one, but he's going to set up for it. I mean, at least he's going to try. He's doing the right thing, and he's trying. And there's one down the middle, and can't quite get the 8,400 more for the rollover, but good enough. He'll take the win. That's got to feel good for Myles, especially with that aborted game number 2 that we didn't get to finish. You know, he was ahead in that one, so he probably feels like maybe he was owed that one. So to come back and take that real game number 2 probably feels pretty good for him. What was once a best of 5, now a best of 3 between these two great players, Myles and Blue Scuti, and a rematch of the Lone Star Open Championship 3-1 Tetris. $1.99 super chat from Alex Thatch on YouTube says, solid work, Myles. Thank you, Alex Thatch on YouTube. All right, both players starting off not with an ideal stack, but they're getting it figured out. They would kind of like a bar, I'm sure, would help. And there's the bars coming in. And they are happy again. Thanks for the 4 bits from Awesome Cuber 853 says, younger than me and is already taller than me. Haha. Oh, he said Scuti. He's referring to Scuti. Haha. Thanks, Cuber. All right, the toast song is on. So if you've all got emotes for CTM, you probably have the toast emote. And you can spam your toast emote in honor of this great song, which I took out of the playlist for a while, because I don't generally like songs with words for playing, but it's only one song. I mean, it's only one word. I mean, toast. So it's not as bad. And then plus the opportunity to make an emote and a minor meme. Well, you can't pass up a good minor meme opportunity. Long bar over for Myles, 188. There's one for Scuti, 135. They're each going to Tetris again. So Myles with a 50,000 point lead. Sentient Longbar says, how am I just noticing that both players are facing away from their boards? They are. I generally don't like to reverse their cameras to make them face the boards. Unless it's like super blatant, but I don't know. It's not important. I think we all understand that they are actually looking at their pieces in their house. So I respect your intelligence enough to not have to do that. Maybe that's a mistake. Maybe I should not be respecting people's intelligence. I don't know. But I believe in you guys. I believe in us. Anonymous Gifter has gifted a Tier 1 sub to Chaotic Hazel on Twitch. Thank you so much, Anonymous Gifter. I have to know, is there an account called Anonymous Grifter? Because that would be a really great username. Anonymous Grifter. I should have made that. I should have checked myself and made it if it didn't exist. But I have a slight, kind of meme name alt addiction, so maybe it's better that I don't make it. There is an anonymous grifter? All right, good. I'd like to know that person. 247 for Scuti, scrambling up high on the board here. Going to bring this down finally. Has a center well buried and will uncover it. So just needs the bar. And can take a skim here and maintain the well. But, they're rebuilt. Oh, no, that's going to be a triple. So Scuti's like, you know what? I just want to be out of this. I want to build my board back from scratch and stop trying to maintain this. Well, does that. 287 Scuti, 395 Myles. Dirty Tetris column 10, one row off the bottom. Zephania Menu says, I also have a meme alt addiction. Zephania Menu. I've had so many different ones in the past, and I'll just make it to make one joke in chat, 404 transition for Scuti. A little bit low here. Myles going to transition in with the 512. So about 100,000 point lead for Myles at transition. Myles with gaps in the stack, having to bring this down. And Myles has gaps. Scuti has gaps too, but he's going to try to build around them and get a dirty Tetris and gets one out of it. We'll see what he does with the rest of this. Looks like he's going to build out column 9. Kind of forced to build out. Column 1, the left well. Yeah, my numbers are not numbering here. At 10:30 p.m., it's past my bedtime. Not really. Center well Tetris for Scuti, 535, 598 for Myles. Uh-oh. Wait, why did someone time out? Why did someone time out? I didn't even see what they said. What did they say? It seems like they just said Zephania Menu question mark. Was that bad? What did I miss? Anyway, 653 for Blue Scuti, 737 for Myles. Don't worry about it? All right, I won't worry about it. I have a hard time. You know, you're not supposed to say, like, which mod did something, but it's so rare that we have to do anything in our stream that I just forget that whole etiquette, and I'll be like, oh, why did Arbaro time that person out? Although it wasn't Arbaro this time. Tetris Blue Scuti 752, 862 Myles, 110,000 point lead Myles, and back by about 6 lines. $1.99 thanks, I think, from Gaming with Kaiser. Thank you, Gaming with Kaiser, for the super heart, or whatever. I think it was just like a sticker or a super thanks or something like that. But thank you very much, Gaming with Kaiser. 961 Myles, 854 for Blue Scuti. Myles with another Tetris Scuti fighting traffic near the bottom of the board. It's, you know, it's a safe stack, but an annoying stack. Finally clears it out, gets Tetris ready, gets it Tetris. 895, 8 lines away. I think Myles had the perfect million there for a moment. Yes, he did, because you can see he's got the 1,034,800, and Tetris is on 28 are 34,800. So for a moment, he had the perfect million. Not the perfect max out. A perfect max out is all 9s. If you want to be technical and all actually about it. 973 here on 29 for Blue Scuti. Myles, A77. He's trying to keep that well open. Has to cover it. He's got it open again and keeps covering it. Just bad bar timing here for Myles. He tries to get that well open and gets a Tetris over. B27 for Myles. So really, I think he wasted, like, what was it, 4 or 5 bars just trying to get the well open. It just wasn't working. Scuti at A28 here. And that was excellent survival for Myles. But now he's all in on a bar, and he needs to get a bar over, and he's not going to be able to do it. B78 for him. Scuti got stuck on, you know, frames here, so I think the game is coming back. He needs a B79 for the Chasedown. I don't exactly know where he is, because we picked up right where Scuti left off. So B79 is the target for Scuti. He's got under 50 lines to do it. Tetris is here worth upwards of 30... Well, at 35, it'll be about 30. It'll be about, what, 40,000 points? So he needs about 2 Tetrises to do it here. He's taking a triple. He's just bringing it down. He's got time. And I think he knows what he has to do now, because you see that he's just kind of singling and doubling here. Pitching to the score. And all Myles can do is sit and watch. Now this would be a really bad time for his console to glitch out. Please, let's not have that happen. All right, Blue Scuti is going to get a Tetris and take game number 3. And GG's to you, Scuti. Myles is really pacing for a while there and just got really super high in the middle and eventually left himself no burns and all in on the Tetris. Well, let's go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Tetris Ranger 1 says, Vandy was really testing the commentator's curse at the end there. I know that if, like, Scuti during that chase down, if his console glitched, I would be blamed for it. Honestly, that would have been, like, the worst. I really don't know what I would have done there. I just hope to God that doesn't happen. And nobody, like, make that happen to troll me. Like, really, I'll just delete the entire server, end the tournament. I don't want to do it anymore. Scuti's mom says the lag is stressing us out too. Switch from DSL to fiber, the new modem and router. Do you think the fiber would be more reliable. But DSL is pretty reliable because it does go over the existing phone lines, right? And that system has been in place for years. Now, it's probably slower, but it seems like it would be like just reliable, because as reliable as the phone lines are. Compared to that newfangled fiber, right? The phone system is almost 100 years old. Yeah, but it like never goes out, you know? I mean, not never, but of course, how would we know? Nobody's using the phone lines anymore. Although I kind of want to get a landline phone again. Is that weird? I don't even know that I can. Like, my apartment complex is new, and I think a lot of these are being built without it. I'm not even sure if that's legal, but I do want a landline phone. Arbaro says I don't want this, but I really do. Like, I want a dial tone. I want the whole thing. What the hell is a phone, says Katsugiri. Yeah, it's one of those pocket computers, you know? Yeah, and I want it to be a corded phone that you can hang up with vigor. Myles kind of trying to find something to do with that Z-piece, opts to make a delayed VITS with it. We'll see if he's punished here. And he's just going to skim that VITS away. A withering VITS. Nothing sadder than a withering VITS. 310 for Myles, 329 for Blue Scuti. I mean, you can just take the landline off the hook, right? If you don't want to hear it. Like, you know, you could do that. You could unplug it. I don't know. I kind of like the idea. I'm gonna investigate this. Blue Scuti with a T-spin setup. And trying to keep it open for a T, but eventually has to just fill it in. Myles with a kind of blocked gap there in column 1. And he's just going to go to work on trying to get rid of this here. Uncovers that right side, uses the bar for the Tetris. Uses another bar to fill in column 9. And my first inclination as a bad DAS player will be to fill out that left side. So I'm learning here what the top players will do. And I'm learning that I probably shouldn't do that because I can't really play that high reliably. Tetris for Myles, 437. And he's going to chuck some pieces down that right side to get a double. So Scuti up by about 36,000 points. And the line spin from Scuti. Scuti really wants to win. If it were style points only, Scuti would win right now, but it is actual Tetris points that count. 522 Blue Scuti, 456 Myles. Scuti also back by 7 lines. What's my PB Vandy? 849, 320. I did almost get a 19 PB today, but I became aware of my pace, and of course, that's what killed it. 502 Myles, 590 for Blue Scuti as we approach the level 19 transition, which will increase in speed by 50%. So both players into 19. Scuti right now at 641. Myles at 555. He's going to Tetris into level 20. So it was about 60,000 points ahead of Scuti, but also 8 lines ahead in the piece sequence. So Myles does need to win this one to stay in the tournament. Scuti looking to punch his ticket. He's got the hardest road, I think, into the semifinals. And through the semifinals, we'll end up having to face Alex T, who has won this event 3 times in a row, looking for number 4, and has faced Scuti in the finals twice in a row. So having to, it's by hook or by crook, Scuti's got to take Alex T out somehow. He's going to get through. But it's going to start with Myles here. Myles, though, wants to get in as well. Really wants his first ever Masters win. Going to fill out that column 9 with a bar. He's Tetris ready. Oh, he's going to use the long bar to build out that left and just fill that in while he can. It doesn't matter anyway because he gets a Tetris. And he got another long bar pretty darn quickly. If you've got a good board, you should theoretically be able to outlast any drought. So that's kind of the reasoning is, right, use that bar to give yourself a good board, whereas if you give yourself get a Tetris but leave yourself with a bad board, you could still be in a bad situation even though you got that Tetris. So it's a lot of the reasoning the players use here. 933 for Myles, 962 for Blue Scuti. Skibbity Balls 69 says, I want Alex to win, but I'd also like Scuti to win. See, this is the problem every single month. Max out here for Blue Scuti on 26. The problem every month is I like all the players. I want them all to win, and I just can't. So Myles with the max out as well. He's got a minor score lead, but he's ahead by 8 lines. He's going to do a kind of a dirty Vitz there, the non-cozy Vitz. Jasmine is crying somewhere. Scuti with the cozy Vitz. He's got the 1.1 on 27. And Myles getting up high on the board here. Long bar over Tetris. Has to leave a gap. And gets another one. A Tetris into 29 for Myles at B20. And so here we go. Myles need to add points, needs to stay alive, needs to balance staying alive and adding points, really, is what it comes down to. Blue Scuti is in at B53, gets a Tetris B91. Long bar over for a triple for Myles and a Tetris dirty, 1 row off the bottom. C13 for him. He's got a lead, but he's ahead by 10 lines, and that will become more and more of a factor as we approach level 39, our terminal speed increase. All right, Scuti trying to bring this down. Myles trying to bring some order to this so we can start scoring again. Let's see if he's going to try to build out that middle, and it looks like that's what he's going to try to do. And he's kind of stuck on this middle here and wants to get it. All right, he's set up for it. Needs a quick bar to make this happen. Bar goes in the middle. He gets a Tetris. C78. He's got a lead, but Scuti going to get a Tetris and take the lead back. DO4. So they're trading the lead back and forth, and there's that 10-line gap that will become a factor later. As Myles is just 50 lines away from the 39 transition. Scuti getting that close too. So Scuti now in the lead, D55. Myles at D01. He's been kind of burning away the last couple levels. And Scuti still burning. Myles takes a skim here. He's set up, but now he's kind of all in on this as this drought is gonna. Oh no! And he could not get the bar, and Scuti was already ahead. Myles just could not get the bar. He was set up. He was going aggro. He knew what he needed to do, and he did the right thing. He was, even though he was trading the lead back and forth, he just had much less runway than Scuti did, so he knew he had to be more aggressive because when Myles topped out at 39, Scuti would still have lines in hand and be able to catch up. So Myles was doing what he had to do. He had to be aggro. Not much else he could do, but Scuti is good and will be moving on to the semifinals in a 3-1 victory over Myles. Both players played great. So there it is. Blue Scuti is your winner. And you are the bracket winner. So that means we got a totally full semifinals. Means I got to go start a thread like right now because we are running out of month to make this happen. There it is, the semifinal bracket. It's going to be Dangler versus Sidnev. Scuti versus Alex. All right, 526 for Scuti, 2 lines away. Myles is already in at 635. Another big transition for Myles. Blank name says Scuti's mom keeps picking the phone up. Yeah, that was back in the old days. Like, you would be on the internet and like your mom or dad would pick up the phone and that would like ruin your internet session. Be like, Mom, I'm on the internet. And you'd be like, oh, can you get off can I just make one phone call? And be like, all right. That was how it was. 633 Blue Scuti, 741 Myles. Tetris over for Scuti, 659. Myles has a 100,000 point lead, but he is ahead a little bit in lines. Not by too much. Actually, he has the 100,000 point lead, even being close in lines. So that was like 50 years ago. Well, that wasn't 50 years ago. More like 30 years ago. Tacky with the $100 contribution. Thank you, Tacknerus. I had a lot of time to chat with Tacknerus at Montreal. Solid dude. Thank you so much, Tacknerus, for the $100 contribution to the prize pool. That brings us up to 1712. So we are getting there. And Tacky says, please, no more dial-up references. All right, I won't do it. 840 for Blue Scuti. There's a Tetris 871. Tetris Myles 953. Just one line apart and about an 80,000 point lead for Myles. It's really not a big lead because as we get, closer to 39, that becomes less than a 2 Tetris lead. So a lot can change. And board starting to climb here for Myles. He's going to take a skim at a Tetris. Leaves himself a gap to deal with, though. So he's going to take care of that. I think he's going to take care of it right now. That T is going to help. And Scuti, what the heck just happened? Yeah, we're going to... This is annoying. They were close enough that we are going to stop this game. And we are going to have to replay this game. Scuti, this was not the time to crash the game. What the heck? I have never seen that. I mean, we were within about 100,000 points when it happened, so it's not. If it was like 200,000 points, we'd probably. I don't know, but I mean that's just. I've never seen that. I have never ever seen that. Hey everybody, this is your old pal Vandweller, host of Classic Tetris Monthly, and I'm asking you to do me a favor. If you like this video, hit thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like it, please subscribe and bang that notification bell. And follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/monthlytetris. Thank you, and have a nice day.